Hey guys, today I want to talk about barangays and the reason why we should use barangays and we should use them to our best advantage when things happen to us. A lot of people that come to the Philippines, a lot of the expats, they don't know how to use barangays at all. I have a lot of sound back here. They're working on building something back behind me, so you're going to hear a little bit of saw noise. But anyway, what I want to talk about is barangays are something out of the ordinary to most expats. They don't know how to really use them because we never had anything like that back in the U.S. A barangay is great for expats. It's really meant for mostly the Filipinos, but it's also kind of meant for expats. And I'm gonna tell you how, because most of the stuff that they do services Filipinos. A lot of their stuff to get IDs. You can get some of the IDs there, like a barangay ID, things like that. But I want to talk about this part. A lot of people don't use the barangay when they have problems with people. Let's say you're having a problem with another expat, you're having a problem with a girlfriend, you're having a problem with your neighbors, or you're having a problem with just somebody in general, or maybe you have an issue you need taken care of, or you want to ask something about because it's bothering you, whatever. That's where the barangays come in, and you can usually talk to the barangay captain. But if you're starting to have like problems with somebody bothering you or something, you really want to use what's called a blotter. They have a blotter there where you go down there and you can write in the problem that you're having with a neighbor. You can have the person there write it. Sometimes they write it, sometimes they'll let you write it. You can put it in there, you can document things in there so people will know them, that you're, like let's say you're certified in something, or you just want to document something. Maybe you adopted you and your girlfriend adopted a kid. You want to put that in that thing so people don't think that you're living with some kid that's not yours or what have you. So you can do that. But here's the thing. If you're having problems with a girlfriend, or you're having problems with a neighbor, or you're having problems with an expat, go down and start documenting it. Every time that person does something to you, walk down to the barangay and put it in there. A lot of guys say, well, geez, that's kind of a hassle, Steve. This person's bothering me all the time. Blotter it, put it in the blotter, get it down there, and that way there, when you go to court, you can take pictures of all those things and print them out, and you can use it in court. And you need to talk to the captain and say, when can we take this forward? Usually it's like 3 times. They'll sit down and talk with both you and the person that you're having problems with, usually 3 times. If it doesn't work out in those 3 times, then what happens is, then they'll tell you need to go take this to court or take it to the PNP. So you take it to the PNP next, and then what you do is you would there's a beautiful bird down here. It's like all red. I just saw him going through the tree. But anyway, I'm sorry, I just got distracted. But anyway, after 3 times, you can take it to the PNP, and then usually they'll write out a report, and then you can take it to court. Okay, and it's kind of funny the way things work. You can use their free legal help. They usually have like a public attorney that you can use too. You can use that public attorney if you want, or you can hire an attorney. It's usually best to hire an attorney. It gets a bit expensive. I'll admit that it is a bit expensive to use the public attorney, but you can use the public attorney, and you can go after these people that you're having a problem with to get them to stop. And usually, but when you get to that point, usually the people will stop doing it, or they'll come to some agreement before you go into court. It usually happens before you get into court that there's usually an agreement. 95% of the time, the problem will be resolved before you get to a judge, because they have people in the courthouse that will be talking to the two of you to try to get things resolved. If you're having a problem with your neighbor, your girlfriend, another expat or what have you, usually they'll have you come out of there, and you might not be best friends or whatever, but at least you got it resolved, and you can move on from that. And that's kind of a nice thing. They'll have you either sign an agreement, or your attorney will write out an agreement, or the public attorney will write out an agreement, and then you move on from there. It's kind of a nice system that they have here. At first I wasn't so sure about it, but it does work. And I think it happens a little slow. But in the United States, it's also slow. It takes a long time in the United States sometimes to get into court. And usually you can get it resolved in 3 months, sometimes 4 or 5 at the longest over here in the Philippines. But usually within 2 to 3 months, you can get it resolved. if you don't get it resolved inside the barangay. Usually, sometimes you can get some things resolved in the barangay if the person is amicable and willing to make a deal with you. Then you can get it resolved at the barangay. But a lot of the people here don't take the barangay that serious, so the agreements don't really mean that much to them, and they break the barangay deal. And what happens is then you get onto the barangay, and you need, like I said, the barangay has to give you permission. They give you a document to go over to the to go take it to court or take it to the PMP, and then you can move up from there. And once you get that document, you're all set to roll at a higher level. Okay, and that's a lot of people don't understand the way the system works here, and it's good to talk to an attorney and make sure that you're doing things right. And most of the attorneys over here are very reasonable. Don't get taken to the cleaners by attorneys. Some of the attorneys will keep asking you for money, and make sure you get a legit attorney that's a good attorney, but isn't gonna clean your wallet out. You know, there are good attorneys over here. We actually have a great attorney over here that I can turn you on to if you ever need an attorney and you're around Manila. I have a great attorney here, and she can help you with anything. If you're buying a house, legal issues, whatever you need, this lady is available. And you can just email me at steven5975@yahoo.com, and just ask me, say, hey Steve, can you send me the attorney's information, and I'll send it to you. And like I said, she'll help you with anything. If you're going through an annulment, if you need to buy a house, or you want to sell a house, or whatever documentation you need, prenups maybe, or something like that, this lady can help you. Or if she can't help you, she'll tell you to use another attorney, and she'll usually recommend one that she knows of that will take care of stuff like that. But guys, also, barangays are also great for you getting your barangay ID. A barangay ID is great to have if you're using Western Union or what have you. And we got this saw going off behind me, but you can get the barangay ID. You can get some other documents you may need there for banks or what have you, showing that you're a resident of that barangay. Some banks will ask for a residency document showing that you live in that barangay. They're the people that you would go to for that. There's a lot of things you're going to use your barangay for. Trust me, you will find that you will go to your barangay quite often for different things, whether it's being bothered by a neighbor or like I said, girlfriend or what have you. Or sometimes it's just basic information. You want to find out some information about something. Sometimes the best place to get it is at the barangay or the barangay captain. These barangay captains, for the most part, are very knowledgeable people. They know how the system works. They can usually help you, and they'll also help you sometimes by talking to somebody to settle a dispute between you and them. And sometimes that's the best way to start it out, and then have a meeting there. Sometimes the barangay captain will, just go talk to the person and say, hey, listen, can we just resolve this? Can we get this done? It's just a minor dispute, please. And sometimes it'll stop. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's video. God bless, guys.